Craig Smoak, join me. Guys, we cover, our core is college football. Tonight, the season officially ends, and then, of course, it just starts back up again. It's kind of surreal in a way, but it seems like they haven't played in forever, and it almost seems like it's been overshadowed because so much else is going on, but they finally do play tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this game. I think it's going to be very interesting. And then you've got the team that everybody should have picked on paper to begin the year. I think I did a top 5 about the best rosters in college football, and I said Ryan Day's out of excuses. And guess what? Lost to Oregon by 1, lost to Michigan again, but none of that matters because he has a 50% shot tonight of winning that trophy. And, you know, He's done it with the new way of college football. They put $20 million into the roster. Notre Dame has too, just to much less fanfare. But Riley Leonard moving from Duke to Notre Dame has put them over the top. Sam Hartman, they thought was going to do that last year, but he wasn't really healthy for a good chunk of the year. Riley Leonard played all the games this year, and that's a team that's only lost 1 game. Feels like forever ago on a last-second field goal to Northern Illinois. So these are 2 teams that couldn't be more different on paper, but I think it's going to be a slobber knocker for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a terrific matchup. Both these teams have earned their spots here. I don't think that's debatable at all. And
to be your best requires commitment, dedication, and intensity. It's what defines elite athletes and inspires Airwave to find new ways to optimize your performance. Introducing Airwave Recovery, a mouthpiece designed to work while you sleep to further unlock your potential. Airwave Recovery features our patented reflex technology, small, integrated bumps uniquely positioned to activate your tongue's natural response. Your tongue will instinctively move forward, opening your airway and improving your quality of sleep. And thanks to our patented fitting material and a purpose-designed support wall, you'll enjoy a secure, comfortable fit all night long. With Airwave Recovery, you sleep better and recharge faster. Airwave Recovery. Recharge your potential.
And I don't feel like it's been overshadowed. I think that the NFL playoffs rightly took its place on stage this weekend and had their 4 games that obviously are pretty big deals and much more popular than college football is. But it took a little breather from these last round of the playoffs, and I think, if anything, there's some people that feel like it's time for the season to end. That's been going on for so long. I'm not necessarily one of those people, but I do feel like we've gotten our fill. And so tonight shapes up with the 2 teams that have been able to outlast all of the others as a great way to send this thing off and send it into the offseason, and then, you know, send us off into numerous and countless stories about NIL and transfer portals and coaching changes and whatever else is in store typically during the offseason, and a lot of speculation. So that part will be fun like it typically is, but I know there will also very soon be a part where we're also pining for the next season to come. So I'm going to enjoy tonight for as long as it lasts, and hopefully we just get an entertaining game, because I think the last thing that we want is to see Ohio State go out there and vice versa, potentially blow the door off the other, and then we're left sitting there with our, you know, I guess, selves sitting on the couch just not very entertained by this last little glimpse of college football that we get. So all I'm hoping for is a great game. Either way, there's a blue blood that'll have another national championship to add to the pile. And, yeah, we'll have our first champion of this expanded playoff, and I'm excited to see who that will be.
Yeah, I don't want to see 31-7 or 27-10 or something like that. But I like the fact that I can go into a game. There were many, many years when I was younger, and that was many years ago, but I just couldn't stand Notre Dame. I didn't like Notre Dame. I didn't like them, and it was mainly, I don't know, because they were holier than thou when it comes to that. I'm not meaning that so much religiously, but they were Notre Dame. I remember I hated it when they beat Earl Campbell and Texas in 1977. Yes, I said that, and Texas, Earl Campbell was there when they hammered UT in the Cotton Bowl. But I just grew up not liking Notre Dame. But if they win tonight, I'm good with it. I like Marcus Freeman. I like Riley Leonard. I like how they play the game. And then Ohio State, I was always Ohio State, not Michigan. Like either you were Alabama or Auburn or Texas and OU. So the good news tonight, I'm refreshed because I get to watch a game. No matter who wins the game, I get just to watch the game without having too much emotions involved.
Yeah, I'm not a guy who's ever rooted for either of these teams all that much. I mean, you grow up Catholic, you're kind of – my uncle called me up and said, you're like a Notre Dame fan, right? And I'm like, no. I mean, Catholic, that doesn't mean, I'm a Notre Dame fan. I mean, you grow up and, 50% of the people are, and then 50% of the people aren't. Mm-hmm. But I'm more of a fan of the coaches than I am of the teams in this one or not. And I'm more of a Marcus Freeman fan than a Ryan Day fan. I want to see Marcus Freeman do really well, so I'd be very interested and happy if he won it. Although, look, we talked around it or about it last week about Notre Dame and all the money they get to keep. Like, this one night of them being America's sweetheart is over after that, because what do you think the $20 million that they don't have to share is going to go to? It's going to go to football. So they're going to be back to being the evil empire again soon enough, because they don't have to share. They can just take that money and give it right to whatever they need to give it to.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be some coordinated type of PR move against Notre Dame this offseason, specifically about the quote-unquote advantages that they have. And you kind of already see that with the talk about the bye and things like that. But if they win tonight, I think you'll especially see that ramp up to try to make their path more like the others, even though they sacrifice not having a bye game, and we'll get to some of the talk about that. But, I don't think it'll take much for people to want to poke holes in them if they win, or want to start to turn back to the page to where we did dislike Notre Dame as much as if they were the New York Yankees or whoever else you want to throw in that type of a category, the LA Lakers at their heights when they're the most loved and most hated simultaneously. I think Notre Dame definitely fits in that grouping. We've just never really seen it at its full powers, because while they played for national titles, this time around feels different, probably because the shoe is on the other foot of where they're almost like the good guy in some ways. So it does feel weird in that way. So yeah, that's an interesting setting for tonight, and I'm sure it won't take much if they win for everybody to flip that switch and hate Notre Dame again. But they're an easy team to root for. They are, so it's made that unique. And Ohio State, I don't think, is really a team that's easy to hate or anything like that. I mean, I can see where you don't like Ryan Day. I can see where you're a Michigan fan. You obviously don't like what you see. But yeah, I'm totally neutral on these teams. I know I might be being and moaning here in a couple years if Notre Dame wins, and then they use that $20 million to just stay where they are, then we'll probably be complaining about them, like I said. But as for tonight, I don't have a problem with either one. Don't have an angle against either one. And, yeah, like I said, I just want to see a really entertaining game.
Yeah, they haven't won a national title since 1988. They've had a couple of teams that flared up and were trying to be a part of it, a playoff team that didn't work out well. But they do play tonight. Ohio State has won a ton. And two big monster schools. Notre Dame, a small private school, and always one of my favorite trips ever when I went to go cover women's basketball there in South Bend and all the history there in South Bend, Indiana.